The Witcher universe is known for its complex characters, morally grey structures, and a rich world woven with magic and monsters. But in this vast universe, there are some characters who, though not always at the center of the stories, form the very foundation of the narrative. Our master, our father, Vesemir, is one of these characters. Vesemir, Geralt's mentor, the last true master of Kaer Morhen, and the living memory of Witcher tradition, is one of the most important yet often background-dwelling figures in the series. In this video, we will explore in detail why Vesemir holds such significance in the Witcher world, not only for Geralt, but for the entire universe. There's limited information about Vesemir's past, but even what we do know is enough to understand his value. Vesemir is one of the few Witchers who survived the massacre at Kaer Morhen, which alone turns him into a living history book. In Witcher training, potion brewing, monster knowledge, and many other areas, he stands as the last bearer of lost traditions. As the Witcher schools faded away and no new Witchers were trained, Vesemir became the final link in the chain, transforming into a one-man academy who passed traditional knowledge on to the next generations. Kaer Morhen was a refuge, a home, and a school for Witchers. Vesemir was its living soul. Witchers would return there every winter to rest, heal, share stories, call for some friendly company to their tables, and restock their potions. It was Vesemir who ensured the continuity of this cycle, both practically and symbolically. For Geralt, Lambert, and Eskel, Vesemir was more than just a trainer, he was a father figure. Tough, disciplined, yet deeply caring, Vesemir taught them not just how to survive, but how to live honorably as Witchers. Vesemir's role as a teacher is one of the most distinctive aspects of his character. Being a Witcher isn't just about wielding a sword, it's about brewing the right potions, recognizing monster species, using signs effectively, and most importantly, often walking a fine ethical line. Vesemir was the one who taught all these skills. Geralt's often repeated principle of neutrality, his belief in avoiding unnecessary bloodshed, and his ability to empathize even with the monsters he hunts are all values instilled in him by Vesemir. Vesemir's impact on Geralt's character development is profound. Geralt is calm, distant, and disciplined. Yet beneath that exterior lies an emotional and morally conscious soul. Vesemir shaped Geralt not just physically, but also psychologically. Geralt's worldview and the way he perceives people are directly tied to the lessons he received from Vesemir. So, understanding Vesemir is essential to understanding Geralt in the Witcher series. Vesemir's importance is not limited to Geralt. During Ciri's training, his patient, protective, and supportive demeanor shows that this character is shaped not just by combat, but also by love and understanding. When Ciri first arrived at Kaer Morhen, she was a frightened and angry child. Amid Lambert's sarcastic jabs and Eskel's silence, it was Vesemir who spoke to her, who listened, who guided her. He became an emotional sanctuary for Ciri. Vesemir's role becomes even more pronounced in The Witcher 3. The training scenes with Ciri at the beginning of the game nostalgically remind us of his mentorship, while the sacrifice he makes during the great battle at Kaer Morhen marks the peak of his character. Vesemir gives his life to protect Ciri from the Wild Hunt, and this death is not just a dramatic moment, but a symbolic loss for the entire Witcher universe.
Ciri, no! I forbid you! You always were an unruly child. I adored that about you. Now fly!
Vesemir's death signifies the breaking of the final link in the Witcher tradition. For players, this scene is not only emotionally charged, but also carries existential weight, because Vesemir's death signals that the Witchers will never be the same again. In the books, Vesemir remains more in the background, yet his presence forms the foundation of the atmosphere. Andrzej Sapkowski doesn't spend long pages describing Vesemir, but he is always there. When the witches return to Kaer Morhen for the winter, it is Vesemir who greets them. He talks with them, warns them, sometimes just quietly observes. His presence, sparse but powerful, keeps the concept of a master alive in the books. Even though Geralt appears independent, we can sense his deep, unspoken need for a mentor through Vesemir. Although rather lackluster, the Netflix series brought Vesemir to the screen through Kim Bodnia's solid performance. This portrayal leaned more into Vesemir's emotional and human aspects. However, true depth was revealed in the animated film Nightmare of the Wolf. In this film, we see young Vesemir's adventures and witness how he gradually transforms into a wise and responsible man. Once a flirtatious, money-driven and careless youth, he eventually becomes a leader who has to make painful decisions. This transformation makes his character all the more powerful. It allows the audience to see Vesemir not just as an old guide, but as someone who has endured internal conflicts, carried regrets, and matured. Vesemir's thematic importance goes beyond shaping characters. He is a bridge that carries the past of the Witcher universe into the present. Concepts like wisdom, patience, and continuity find their embodiment in him. In a time when the world is changing and traditions are being forgotten, Vesemir is the bearer of the past, but this doesn't make him rigid or stuck. Vesemir doesn't just resist change, he tries to understand it. The way he faces Ciri's destiny shows that while he is loyal to tradition, it's not a blind loyalty. It's thoughtful. This balance makes him unique in the Witcher universe. What would have happened without Vesemir? Asking this question provides a useful lens to better understand the Witcher world. Without a mentor like him, Geralt might have strayed down a darker path. Ciri, unchecked, could have become a dangerous force. Kaer Morhen might have become nothing more than a pile of stone ruins, and Witcher wisdom would have been lost forever. So Vesemir is not only a guide to the characters, he is the invisible cornerstone that holds the entire world together. Ultimately, Vesemir's importance is measured not only by who he is, but by what he represents. He is a teacher who blends the wisdom of the past with the challenges of the present. He leads not through words, but through actions, always standing tall despite losses, guiding others even in silence. At the heart of the Witcher world, the quiet yet resolute footsteps of Vesemir are always heard. The light that illuminates Geralt's path is often a torch held by Vesemir. If the Witcher universe is a legend, then Vesemir is without doubt one of its cornerstones. Without him, it's not just a mentor we lose, but an entire generation, a tradition, a world. To understand Vesemir is to grasp the Witcher universe in all its depth, because his silence is often the loudest voice of all.
Varthael. For those who remain, death should never take precedence over life. Pay your last respects to your friend. Then we must hold council.